Hey everybody, just as I promised, let's make a video on how to smoke chicken properly. So right as we get into it, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need some water, roughly about a quart. You're going to need some salt and sugar, and the rest of it's up to you. Garlic, pepper, thyme, parsley, rosemary, oregano, it really doesn't matter. But salt, sugar, water are your basic ingredients. I'm going to post a recipe below so you can check it out. What you're going to want to do is you're going to take half your water and boil it. And you're going to mix your salt and sugar in that boiling water. You want to make sure that you mix it well so that it dissolves, and you want to stir it really good. And once it dissolves, you can go ahead and add all the rest of your other ingredients. Pepper, herbs, you can use dried herbs or fresh herbs, it really doesn't matter. Garlic, make sure you mince up your garlic, add that to the mix. And you want to go ahead and just mix all that in. And once you have that completely combined, you're going to add the rest of your water. Now in this case, I'm using ice. So if I'm adding 2 cups, I'm going to add 16 ounces of ice, because I want to do cool that brine way down. And the secret to incredible smoked chicken is a great brine. And this is just a very quick brine, very easy brine. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that I get it to roughly at about 40 degrees, 45 degrees. And all I'm going to do is take boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and I'm going to pour this brine right in there with it. And the ice and the water and the chicken, it's going to keep it cool, because I'm going to keep this outside of refrigeration for about 30 minutes or so, give or take. And that's it. That's all you need for this particular brine. Now, I'm using boneless, skinless chicken breasts. So 30 minutes is long enough for me. But if you're using bone-in chicken pieces or with skin, you're going to do it anywhere from between 2 to 3 hours. So I just want to make sure that I mix all my chicken pieces up real well so that that brine can really get into all of them. And I'm using a brine bucket for this little project. I've got about 26 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breasts inside that bucket. So now while that's brining, I'm going to go ahead and set up my smoker. And I have a smoke-in-it smoker, but it doesn't really matter what you use. If you use a Weber or a Bullet or anything like that, you can do it the exact same way. And the wood that I'm going to use for this little smoke today is going to be apple wood. And you can pretty much use whatever you want. Pecan, cherry goes real well with chicken. But in this case, I'm using apple, and all I want to do is I want to set up my smoker in such a way that I've got a tray of water right above my heating element. So what it's going to do, it's going to do a few things. It's going to add a lot of moisture inside the chamber, and it's going to diffuse any of the heat coming from the heating element. Because as you know, chicken is very lean, and it dries out incredibly fast. So unlike, pork, or even beef, which really benefits from like a low and slow kind of cook, chicken does not. And so you want to get it to temperature, and you want to get it there quick and take it off so it doesn't overcook. All I'm doing is I'm rinsing every one of my chicken pieces in a little bit of water so that I can get the herbs off and get any of the excess salt off the skin, off the chicken itself. And once I do that, I want to trim any of the excess fat, any of the excess pieces that might be hanging. This obviously isn't necessary, but I like to clean up my chicken a little bit. And then finally, the third stage of processing is making sure that you dry your chicken front and back incredibly well. So you want to make sure that when you put it in your smoker, it's completely dry so that it can absorb the smoke really well, really fast. Now when I arrange my chicken, I just want to make sure I give them plenty of space so that as I smoke, the smoke's going to kind of engulf the entire chicken breast. And at this point, we're going to go ahead and cut the smoker on. And I set mine for 325 degrees Fahrenheit until the temperature reaches about 155 degrees. Now, I find that once I cover my chicken and I allow the moisture inside to really equalize, it's going to continue cooking a little bit. Notice that my smoke is not billowing out. It's not one great big cloud of white smoke. It's a nice wisp of smoke, and that's how you know you have the perfect amount of smoke. If you open your smoker and you cannot see your chicken, then you have way too much smoke in there, and it might leave a bitter taste. And so as you can see right here, we're going to open up our smoker. We could see in very well. If you do notice that you have too much wood, you can always just pull a couple briquettes out and then continue smoking it. And so once I've finished smoking, and I'm guessing I've probably been smoking now for about an hour, roughly, I'm just going to go ahead and take all this out of the smoker. I'm going to let it rest. I'm going to cover it, with some aluminum foil or in some tins. I'm going to just cover it up, let it rest so that the juices stay really nice and they re-equalize inside the protein. And after they rest for about 5 minutes, they're ready to cut and serve and do whatever you want with them. But look at that piece. Absolutely delicious, succulent, full of flavor, full of juice. It is so wonderful. And I suggest that you try it. If you do, leave me a comment in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing to this channel. We've got a lot of crazy videos that range from knife sharpening to homesteading to expatriation, and so we want to share that with you as well. So thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next video. Enjoy these pictures of that chicken that just came out, and we're going to actually make some smoked Mexican burritos with them. And so I hope you have fun, and we'll see you in the kitchen.